Hey, Bob Coppedge, CEO Simplex-IT Geek, and here is my rant and review about June and more details than usual about what's coming up in July. Uh, Bottom line for June is end of Q2, which means that we have a lot of reviews going on as far as the first half of the year, especially Q2. We're an EOS shop, so taking a look at rocks, what both individually, sub-organizationally, and then organization did we do what we meant to do, and so on and so forth. And we actually did pretty good. We still have a couple of job positions that are open that we're looking for, both new, although we do have one of a new marketing person just started, and other things going on. But all told, so far, 2025 is looking pretty good for us. So anyway, a couple other things that happened in June is I attended PAX 8 Beyond. PAX 8 is one of our critical client or excuse me, critical partners here at Simplex IT that if I call them a reseller, they're going to get all uppity about it or take out another full page ad in the New York Times. But essentially, we get a lot of the products that we deliver for our goods and services to our clients. We get through the partnership with PAX 8. But in addition to that, there's a lot of education that PAX 8 provides and a lot of support. So it goes above and beyond that. And spent a lot of time doubling down on some of our plans as far as AI goes. And you'll be hearing more about that, well, actually in a minute or two, but more about that with us over the next few months because we're really, and again, I like to underpromise and overdeliver. But you're going to be hearing more and more, both on security stuff as well as AI. And it was also great at PAX 8 to catch up with some of our other critical partners like Sophos, Nerdio, and the like. To really nail down what we're doing with 2026 because we are well in the process of defining what 2026 is going to look like for Simplex IT and for our clients. So that was cool. They also had two keynote speakers. One was Neil deGrasse Tyson, astrophysicist, man about town, and. Not to be critical, but one of the things that I've always felt is that whenever somebody is known for speaking technology or something very, very complicated, such as cosmology, astronomy, or the like. And they're very good at explaining it to the folks who aren't as experienced on it. It's a great opportunity to talk to them to get advice for us in the IT world because here we are expected to talk cybersecurity, AI, big data, all of these kind of fun stuff to businesses and professionals who may be great at what they do, but they don't understand this stuff. And I think PAX 8, they missed an opportunity because I would have loved to ask Neil deGrasse Tyson, how do you explain complicated things to smart people, but who don't have the baseline knowledge? Anyway, one other this is more of a personal story, which I don't tell often. Carl Lewis was the other speaker, and Carl Lewis, of course, don't ever just say 9-time gold medal winner because he also won a silver, and for some reason he seems to think that is just as important. But anyway, 10-time Olympic medal winner, whatever, and I actually had his speech was very good and it was talking about driving himself and keeping that competitive streak alive. But I actually got a chance to talk to him briefly afterwards, and without going into too much details, one of my daughters is going through a very, very, very long trial of recovery, all of those kind of fun stuff, and she's doing reasonably well and all that. But she had hit a bit of a stumbling block, and I mentioned that to Carl, and he actually was kind enough. He did about a 15-20 second personalized video for my daughter, encouraging her to keep doing stuff and keep trying and all that, which just drove my daughter nuts. She's close to nuts anyway, but that was cool. And kudos to him for Carl for doing that. He did not have to do that. I made very clear he did not have to do that, but it was great. Anyway, then when I got back, one of our critical partners, Corgan Krause, they had an accounting event that had about 40 or so people, and they had speakers that were talking about basically some of the new options that are for retirement plans for organizations' employees, but also somebody else who was talking about bank fraud, somebody else talking about cybersecurity, and then or cyber insurance, and then they had me talking about AI at the end of it. And the 40 people, there was great feedback. We focused on, from the AI standpoint, really on talking specifically about what small medium businesses can do with AI instead of talking about what AI can do. And got great feedback on it. We're actually working on our follow up that's going to happen in either July or August to those attendees. And don't worry, we will be doing our own version of that event in September, where we're going to be doing the first of Simplex IT's new Lunch and Hour series. Those of us who've been with Simplex IT or following us for a while, you know we loved doing Lunch and Hours. Well, we're back, baby. We don't have the date set yet, but we will be doing that. The one thing we do have, though, is we do have coming up is our own arcade party, as we so often do, and that is coming up on July 24th, Thursday, July 24th, and I think it's like 4:30 to 6:30 or something at the Quarter Up Arcade bar, which is on Portage Path in Akron. We've done this several years. We provide drinks, tickets for everybody. We provide bar food, appetizers for everybody, and most importantly, we provide a ton of quarters. This is open to and kids, grown-ups, anybody is welcome. It's always been a great time. There's no presentation, no sales pitch, nothing along those lines. So there'll probably be a thing here. Go ahead and check that out. Something else that's happening this month, which will be cool, is the Cleveland AI and Data Group will be having they do this about every other month or every quarter. They have these meetups, and I'll put a link in comments or whatever on this. It's free, and you really want to hear about AI. This is in depth. This is the group to go see. It's not a sales pitch. And there's usually about 100 or so folks there. And the next one's going to be at KeyBank, and it's going to be on the 14th of July. Again, I'll put a link somewhere about that one. I try to attend those. I always end up being not the brightest person in the room, which is the best way I want it to be. And there's another group that's on a private group that's also doing an AI group meeting. So we've got other stuff. And of course, the Superman movie's coming out. And those of you who know me, I do love me Star Trek, but I also love me some Superman. So looking forward to seeing that. So we've got all that stuff going on. And at the end of the month, GTIA, which is the nonprofit offshoot of CompTIA when they were bought out, will be having their ChannelCon. And ChannelCon's an interesting conference because not a lot of MSPs go to it, but a lot of vendors do. And this is the one show where I get to talk to vendors I would never otherwise get to see because they're so small or they're startup or the like, and the cost for booths is very, 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 very low. And they can only have one size, so you don't have one vendor who is like taking over half the floor space. So it's a great opportunity to talk to the vendor partners because there's way more vendors than there are MSPs, and it's a great opportunity to see vendors that you wouldn't normally see. And it's going to be in Nashville this year. Looking forward to that. I am a GTIA member champion. I still don't know what the heck that means, but that will be the way I will wrap up my July. Anyway, a lot of stuff going on, and hope stuff is going well for you. And keep an ear open for Simplex IT stuff moving forward because we've got internal training. We're going to be doing our first formal commits IT training where we're bringing both our team as well as our co-managed IT team for specific technical training. And we're going to be doing that as a first time in August, and then we're going to be doing that on a regular basis. And I think that's it. Oh, and I went on the Good Time 3 courtesy of the Cavaliers. Remember, we're now a Cavaliers small business partner, and this was a nice little treat from that. Anyway, hope everything's going well with you, and talk to you later. Bye.